What is going on, everyone? Welcome to another Bucs on Deck podcast episode. We're back after a little bit of a break, but I'm Anthony Murphy. Here with me, as always, Nola Jeffy. Nola, what's going on, man?
Just another day in paradise with beautiful
Yes.
Pirates baseball and this fantastic Monday Night Football game.
So we're obviously recording Monday night, and I can make a prediction on how this goes, but by the looks of the way that this game is going, we started recording at the perfect time because I could stop paying attention to it now. Because what is it? We both loaded up and we've been, kind of prepping and stuff like that as like Borucki loaded the bases and pulled them in, and yeah. So,
Orderman comes in and immediately gives up an inherited run.
yeah, yeah. You know who hasn't really who's only allowed one inherited run so far in his major league career?
Don't. You already tried to trigger me this morning, Monday morning.
Luis Peralta. Luis Peralta only has one inherited runner allowed.
So mad. I'm so mad.
Yeah, yeah. But anyways, some fun stuff. We'll get to some fun stuff now. But today we're going to talk about the Arizona Fall League a little bit. We're going to start going over maybe some names that we're interested in seeing. We don't know the rosters just yet. I kind of feel like what did you say? It was like October 6th or something like that. The season starts.
October 7th is the first day.
7th. Okay, I'm wrong for the second time today on it. But so I'd have to figure
That's
that
what I'm here for.
Yeah, I appreciate it, man. I'm sure we'll get announcements of rosters here within the next, maybe even this week at some point. So we wanted to go over some names that either we have a feeling may make it or we'd like to see play down there. And then since the minor league season is starting to wrap up, we decided we kind of wanted to pull back to the beginning of the year and go over some observations, reactions. I don't know what you want to call it, of our original top 25 rankings. And then also based off of those rankings, we also came up with like our own set of like breakout players, like players to watch and stuff like that. So kind of just go over that and see how we did and see why I did better than Nola finally after the whole Hudson Head Sammy Siani debacle for me.
I'm still the winner.
Yeah. Well, I mean, to be fair, every single scout that
To be
sat
fair.
near me, and to be fair, every single scout I sat around in Greensboro, their minds were blown that Hudson Head was still in high A. Like if everything had gone the way it should have, Hudson Head, judging by their reactions, Hudson Head definitely should have ended up better than Sammy Siani. But he didn't.
Well, by that logic, they probably messed up Sammy Siani too, is what you're saying.
I mean, maybe. I mean, I had completely forgotten that Hudson Head got a $3 million signing bonus in the third round.
Yeah.
Until I had started looking that up. So, yeah. But speaking ahead, maybe he's a guy that the Pirates may send over to the Fall League. Arizona Fall League, good chance for players maybe who missed some time with injuries to get some extra work. Hitters, a little. You don't see as many of the big name prospects head that way now. They're just trying to be careful with innings and stuff like that. So I think, judging by like the brief conversations we've had about it, like our main thought process with like the pitchers was we immediately kind of looked to see who missed time and stuff like that. Is that the same way you went with it?
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, even the same thing with hitters. Guys that need a little extra at bats and plate appearances. Because they changed the structure of the Arizona Fall League now than what it used to be. So it's a lot more wide open.
Right. So I guess we could go ahead and start with pitchers. What's like the first guy that you have at the top for you that you'd like to see head that way? I know we both said, I think we both agreed that until the official announcement, like Hunter Barco was going to be like number one on both of our lists, right?
Yeah,
I believe so.
he would have
Yeah.
been probably atop my list.
Mm-hmm. But
But
he
yeah, but yeah, Alex Stumpf reported that they're pretty much just gonna shut him down and let him get a full offseason arrest.
mm-hmm.
But because we were talking about it a little beforehand, but as I was rolling through one of the lists, one of the names I had previously thought of that I reminded myself of is a guy I'd actually really like to see go to the AFL, Garrett McMillan, especially
Okay.
since he got pushed to Greensboro and was
Mm-hmm.
getting put into more of a long relief / even starter role.
Yeah.
Was getting stretched out towards the end of the season. I think he would be a perfect candidate for the AFL.
I actually like that. I don't have him down on there, but he's definitely someone that has really kind of like jumped up on our radar kind of thing for how he's kind of taken off in Greensboro.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I like that. I think I like the McMillan. I think the first one that comes to mind to me now that like Barco's out of the way, it's another lefty, and he spent what like a month or two in the on the development list, and they kind of like ramped him slowly back up. First guy that I kind of think of would be like Anthony Solometo would be a good guy to send there. He's only had 70 innings so far. Obviously, it's been a pretty down year. Maybe you can send him
Mm-hmm.
over there to work into some 1 to 2 inning outings and stuff like that. The only thing with that is like judging by the interview that he had on like the Pirates broadcast last week, they seem pretty set. He seems pretty set that he knows like his like off scene like the what the issue was, and like he kind of has a routine set up for the off season. I don't know if that includes like the Arizona Fall League, um, but yeah, he kind of to me kind of feel like the ideal pitcher now to send over there just to get him some more innings back and to kind of like work on some things. So
Well, then I guess moving on to hitters, um, one that we kind of agreed upon, which would be his second time in the AFL, would be Jack Brannigan,
yeah.
largely due to missing as much time as he did this year. Um, he's someone that probably should have been in Double A at some point, but he got injured at a inconvenient time, was out a pretty extended amount of time, and came back
Yeah.
a week. It was the week you were there, so a week prior to playoffs.
Yeah, it was. He was back the last week. I didn't even know it. I didn't even know he was coming back. I just saw him running on the field. I'm like, oh wow, that's Jack Brannigan. He's back.
Yeah,
Yeah. So
yeah.
yeah, that. So he injury limited him to just 77 games this year, which he also had some. He also missed some time last year with injuries. So like he still hasn't played over 100 games yet. He'll turn 24 at the end of the year, so he'll be 24 going into 2025. Probably a guy I think we were all got a little surprised to an extent that he didn't get like moved straight to Altoona, came back, and then now because of that, like the injury and stuff like that kind of prevented him from making a double A. So it's like got to find a way to kind of make up ground for him. So Brannigan's probably at like the top of the list for me. I had a couple other like random name hitters and stuff like that. I think what is it? MLB Pipeline mentioned like Tamar Johnson as like the guy they'd like to see, and I think from like a star perspective, that's probably the one of the more ideal names you could send there. How would you feel about him heading out to the fall league?
I, I mean, it'd be nice, but at the same time, I don't know. I don't really see it happening just because, he got nearly 550 plate appearances this year.
Yeah,
It
yeah,
just, he's not really someone that needs extra at bats. So, I mean, I guess to some degree, the argument for Tamar going to AFL would be with regards to better competition. But at the same time, as we already previously mentioned, it's not exactly the same Arizona Fall League it used to be. It's a lot more
Yeah.
wide open to where, I mean, A-ball players are going. I mean, Urkelani was there last year, having not pitched above low A. I mean, which just brought another one to mind. I'd have to look at the specific qualifications. But, yeah, with as many plate appearances as Tamar got this year, I don't really see it happening.
Yeah, that's fair. That's kind of where like I was on the fence with it, and it's like he's already had a full season, and we know he's going to go to Double A, and he'll get plenty of good competition there. So like let him get the full off season break and stuff like that, and kind of build off of like the little bit of success he had at the end of the year this year. Another guy too. Like two quick names I could toss out there too. Omar Alfonso's Rule 5 eligible again. There's some additional work he could probably get behind the plate, get him pushed up in a little bit of competition. I don't think he's going to be a guy that you would probably have to worry about like protecting in the Rule 5. Like seeing he just made it to high A at the end of the season. But like he's done good work and behind the plate, had a good year. Maybe they just want to kind of see him get some added work. Nick Samillo was a guy maybe too.
Yeah.
His in zone contact rate actually improved when he got to Altoona. The power dipped a little bit, but like his in zone contact rate was 85% in Altoona. So
that's pretty good.
Yeah,
better than what we're used to seeing.
Yeah. And then one
here's a good one for you.
Go ahead.
Here's a good one for you because with the new updated qualifications, Andy Rodriguez.
They had Lars Nootbaar there a couple years. I remember Lars Nootbaar being there a couple years ago after he mostly kind of broken into the majors. They sent him down there for a little bit. So, I don't know how I'd feel about sending the guy who hurt himself in winter ball.
Yeah, I mean, it's it used to be like guys on a 40-man weren't allowed to, but now it's like now it's any player. Okay. I mean, I imagine. I mean, you probably can't send like a real seasoned guy, but I mean, Andy with his, I mean, he has very limited MLB time, and I feel like there's a strong case for sending him there.
Yeah. I guess we get a good idea that if I'd imagine they send him to Indianapolis to finish the last week. But that's an interesting name. I didn't even think of that. Some out of the box thinking there.
Yeah.
Couple other names real quick on there. We don't have to drag it out, but like Antoine Kelly missed some time too this year. JP Massey didn't pitch for a while. Scott Randall only threw 48 innings. And then like Ryan Harbin. All guys like missed a little bit of time because of injury and stuff like that. That are interesting enough that maybe an extra month out in the fall, out in Arizona would help.
Possible.
Yeah. It's realistically, like it'll probably be something like we'll get like Jack Carey and Drake Fellows and like Jackson Glenn and we'll
Isaac
get a bunch of
Madsen
names
for some reason.
Yeah. We'll get a bunch of names there. It's like, oof, man.
Matt Gorski.
What year did Gorski go there? It was a couple of years ago, right? Or did he go to the fall league? No, he was supposed to go to the fall league and he got hurt. And they had to replace him.
Sounds right.
Yeah.
Maybe they'll send Mitch Jebb.
Did I have Mitch Jebb written down? I did have Mitch Jebb written down. But
they'll send him to be the primary shortstop.
That would be infuriating.
Very, very infuriating.
But we'll have a.
I'd be like, I'm done. I'm over.
Okay. I'm not even gonna watch the fall league. But we'll have a whole when they announce rosters and stuff like that. If it is this week, the next episode we'll kind of give it like a full breakdown, going into we could go into like depth on some of the other guys around the AFL too that we're interested in. But wanted to look at our original top 25 list for the Bucs on deck top 25 prospects. So I don't know if was there any did you want to do some things just reflecting back on it? Because I think the biggest reflection that we just have to have is we had Mitch Jebb in the top 10 and Tres Gonzalez in rank period.
Hey, let's start with good news, right?
Okay.
We had Bubba Chandler number 2.
Yes.
And Jared Jones number 4.
We were on the dot, and I liked NSI showing me the love this morning about how I've been talking about Bubba, what Bubba can be going into the year kind of thing. We had Bubba ranked number 2, which obviously at first looked questionable with how Jared Jones just exploded onto the scene in the majors. Right. But we held fast with it, and he's arguably one of the top right-handed pitching prospects in baseball right now.
Yeah, and I mean, and one of the biggest things we were arguing is that, as you were even talking about this morning about how Bubba and Skeens are closer than people think, but that aside, we were talking about how Bubba's fastball could even be better than Skeens, and I mean, if you look at the Stuff Plus models, I mean, a strong argument can be made about that his fastball is potentially even better than Skeens.
Yeah. I mean, yes, he doesn't throw it as hard. Even then, what Skeens' fastball has been a bit down as of late, but that's throwing 150 innings in a year, that'll happen. But yeah, the analytically, metrically, it's the shape is beautiful, is great, and it passed all the eye tests when just watching if you don't like the analytical stuff. So and the biggest on top of the fastball, which is one of the best fastballs in the minors, I'd say, if not the best. It's the fact that his pitch repertoire is continues to grow. The changeup was really good last year, but now the slider is taking a really big step forward. Now he's throwing the curveball, and he can throw the curveball for strikes, and so that's 4 different looks, and that's to be honest, I don't want to use Jared Jones to continually lift Bubba Chandler up, but we saw how good Jared Jones has been, and he's really done it with 2 pitches at this point. And Bubba Chandler's starting to flash 4 now. So,
which, one that we probably missed a bit on, although he has come on pretty strong lately, is Anthony Solometo, because we had him fifth ahead of Harrington.
I would like to see if I can find all of our individual lists from that, because I feel like I had Harrington ahead of Solometo anyways going into the year. But that was more of a the bias kind of thing that I had towards Harrington. I've always been more of a Harrington guy anyways.
That's possible.
But
that's possible.
I think there's always been maybe some concern with Solometo in the back of my mind, but I don't think anyone foresaw this bad of a year kind of thing. So
no. Which and like I said, taking in consideration everything that happened in spring and everything. Watching his last few starts, he has looked much better these last few starts.
Definitely something to build off. That's why I wouldn't mind, circling back to the fall league. I wouldn't mind him going there. Ercolani, they pulled him after 2 or 3 outings. Maybe you could just send Salomiro there and okay, well, give us 2 more starts or something like that, and then go ahead and and yank him and call it a year for him. So, I guess one thing too, and I'm pretty sure he probably received votes and stuff like that. One thing too, the jump that Johnny Severino had, he went from not ranked to, I think he's 15 or something like that in our last update.
Yeah.
So, but I feel like he may have gotten some. I feel like one of us at least voted him on the list. I don't know. I don't think it wouldn't have been me, but
Well, I mean, me personally, I'm not gonna feel bad about not ranking a guy coming out of the DSL or very limited stateside, especially if it's complex league, just given the nature of the volatility of those players in general, adding in the fact or lack thereof of the Pirates hitting development. I'm not going to feel bad about it because
I mean, that seems
which I'm not sure how. What's the word I'm looking for? Not specific, but perfect. I don't know, but because you had posted the TJ stats of Severino, and I think his expected WOBA was
right at 200.
Not good.
Right at 200. That's bad. That's really bad.
So, but we're just gonna toss that aside and say, hashtag fake news. He's a stud.
Yeah. Only nerds go by that kind of stuff.
Right. But well, in the case of IKF, I'm a nerd, and I went by those numbers and very
When it fits our narrative, it's perfect. But when it doesn't fit our narrative, it doesn't count.
Exactly.
Yeah,
that's how I roll.
That we're understanding how this works now.
Yeah.
Okay, so so we did a bunch of add-on features going into the year, and one of them was top 20 off the top 25 list. We each picked a player that we thought would have a breakout year. And looking at the names that we picked, we didn't really do too well. I guess Wilbur technically came to closest. He picked your Donnie De Los Santos, which he had another he was arguably one of the best players in the complex league again.
Yeah,
but struggled again in Bradenton.
Yeah,
I took Owen Kellington, which I feel like I get a pass on that because he just never pitched. He had Tommy John surgery, so
you lost that one pretty quick.
Yeah. Well, my bet got voided, so it didn't count. Yeah. And then Nola took Lonnie White Jr., which he did hit 14
which looked great for the. It looked great for the first week and a half.
Oh yeah. Nola was all excited then at the beginning of the year, and that kind of quickly faded.
Yeah.
I know this was a long time ago, but was there anyone else that you were close to going to that you obviously now wish you had gone with instead?
Well, I mean, I feel like if I mention the names, that'll probably be a spoiler for one of the next topics.
Oh, that's fine. Go ahead. Shoot for it.
Well, I mean, although I would need to look at what I wrote, but because I feel like I might have mentioned them. I don't know. But obviously, two of my favorites would be Wilbur Dotel or Alessandro Ercolani.
Well, neither of them made our top 25, our original top 25. This was just out of our original top 25 list.
Right. Right.
I know for me, if I hadn't taken Kellington, I probably would have taken Lonnie Wright. I think I was leaning towards picking Lonnie White, but then like you like said it, you called it first, so I had to find a different name on there. So I would have like I still wouldn't have probably won because I'm pretty sure I probably would have just taken Lonnie instead. So
yeah, I don't know because we didn't really I mean, we were Hunter Barco fans, but we didn't really full on hop on the hype train until that prospect showdown game.
yeah, we were all kind of waiting to see how the
Um,
fastball looked.
right, and then past that, yeah, I mean, I don't know, I'm rolling through it, and I don't know. I mean, I was always the biggest, Kyle Nicholas fan, so there, I could hold on to that.
Yeah. I mean, he's in the majors, so that counts for
Yeah.
something. Yeah. Him, I know. Like Corey had me sold a little bit on Garrett Forster, so he might have been another name too that I'd pick. I don't think I would have picked anyone that actually like. Did anyone in the top 25? Like, I mean, you could like Barco, I guess.
I mean, Shim
Anyone
never
in the
pitched.
Shim never pitched. I don't know if you consider Bubba a breakout guy. So I don't know if there's that many guys in the top 25 that really exceeded expectations, kind of thing.
But I've just been sitting here scrolling up and down, and I'm like, nah.
Yeah.
I mean, Suero, was hurt a lot, so.
Mm-hmm. But when we look at non-top 25 guys who just missed our list, and I kind of cheated on this one because I took someone who received, he was like 27th on our original list, I think. Again, I didn't do too well. This guy actually played. I took Shalene Polanco. He had a rough year last year. He looked like he started to make some progress before he got hurt at the end of the year. So I'm like, okay, well, he's going to build off of this. He's going to stop swinging at breaking balls in the dirt all the time. And
Whoopsies!
It was pretty much the same thing all over again. Wilbur took Johnny Severino, which was probably the winner of the picks here because he's a top 15 guy now, and he had a pretty good year.
Yeah.
Both things. And Nola took Wilbur Dotel, which he's ranked now. He's ranked on our final list, right? Yeah, I believe he's ranked on our final list. He's a guy who
he's ranked on Baseball America.
He is ranked on Baseball America. Had a really good year this year, or a pretty good year this year. Numbers didn't really tell the whole story, I feel like, but he finished with over 100 innings pitched, over 100 strikeouts. Pretty good step forward. And if we believe, I think it was at Winston-Salem that the announcer said he hit triple digits. So
yeah, it was pretty early in the year.
Yeah. It was one of those Sunday games too, where he knew he was only going to pitch like 2 or 3 innings, so I think he was just kind of letting loose. Last group of predictions that we did was like 3 players to watch outside of the top 25. Wilbur had Ryan Harbin, Carlson Reed, and Estuar Suero. Nola had Cy Nielsen, Eddie Rodriguez, Jaden Woods. And then I took Omar Alfonso, Alessandro Urcolani, and Patrick Riley. And for as good as a year that I think Carlson Reed had, I think I win that like pretty easily. Yeah, I think I win that one pretty easy. Urcolani, Patrick Riley had a great season, was traded for Billy Cook, who's now in the majors. And then Omar Alfonso. So, yeah, I think I win that one pretty easy.
Hey man, I had 2 high A shutdown relievers that both got moved up to Double A, and had a mixture of results.
Very, very mixture of results. Very much. Jaden Woods, it's either, hey, this guy looks really good, or it's, oh, yikes.
Hey, here's this nasty 96 followed up by some nasty breakers, and then he's missing the zone by a foot now.
Yeah,
But
pretty much.
Still nasty.
Yeah. Good
How about
stuff.
I'll say it's a push.
It's a push. I don't think that's a push. I'm gonna have to say that I won that one pretty easily.
We'll let the listeners decide.
I think I won that one. I mean, I'm a pretty big Jaden Woods guy, and I still think I won that one pretty easily.
Push.
Carl, I mean, if anything, Wilbur had the guy who had the best year out of all of them. So if anything, Wilbur and I push.
Okay.
No.
Three-way tie. Fine.
Fine. Okay.
You're twisting my arm. 3-way tie.
Okay. I guess that's acceptable. I guess I just have to live with that, right?
Exactly.
Okay.
Final answer.
Final answer. Oh, look at that. Yeah, that was fun. What is it? Probably next week we'll dive into some. Maybe we'll do like our own little award show kind of thing for the minors with what this week's the last week for Indianapolis. So you think they'll pull it out of their ass and make the playoffs here? Because don't they need Columbus to lose all six games? Did I look at the standings the right way? Because I think Columbus was like 5.5 ahead of them.
Five. Indy does have run differential, so
they just need to tie.
Pretty much. Which I mean, I guess Columbus just got done playing the St. Paul Saints, who the Indians are playing this week. So maybe the Indy can go on another 6-game run. And just hope the Clippers.
They've done it a couple times.
Yeah.
We'll kind of tie this into the preview thing. Are there any notable guys in St. Paul still?
Not really. There's Marco Rea, 22-year-old pitcher, is the top-ranked prospect. I think it was 6th overall. He was a 4th-round pick in 2020. The top-ranked guy would have been Emmanuel Rodriguez, but he's injured again. So,
okay.
No.
Well, I think that. Did you have anything else on there? I think that's pretty much it. I think we set an all-time record here for show speed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't remember the last time I saw it with a 3 in front of it.
Yeah, had been a while. If at all.
Yeah,
if at all. Do you have any with us closing out? Do you have any NOLA knowledge for us? Write anything down? You got something?
I didn't write anything down, but I told y'all today that steroids are awesome. That's my NOLA knowledge.
Steroids are awesome. There you go, kids.
Steroids are awesome. Yeah, modern medicine is fantastic. Then maybe that'll be, I guess, the larger point is that, modern medicine, things like physical therapy and medication. If something's hurting you, I mean, we could go down a whole nother rabbit hole talking about the healthcare system here, but get checked out.
Yeah,
because I went 2 years with a bum shoulder, like a dead shoulder, and finally I had enough and was like, all right, I'm gonna go get this looked at. And they were like, oh, you have a labrum tear. I was like, oh, cool. Dude, like 4 weeks of physical therapy, and I was like, wow, I just my shoulder's back to where it was 2 years ago, finally. And then I get like these migraines with like weather patterns,
Yeah.
which is I'll give credit to our, I don't know if I can call him former employer, since we were
Yeah.
never technically employed, but when he would talk about, when Tim would talk about the like migraines
Weather
from
change.
like
Yeah.
barometric pressure and
Mhm.
stuff, it was, I would randomly get migraines, and after reading his stuff on that, it was like, holy shit.
Yeah.
It kind of helped me uncover. It was weird, and all of a sudden I would notice just like I would get these random migraines. It'd be like a beautiful day. I would get these random migraines. I'd look at like the weather radar, and it'd say like no rain or whatever, and then all of a sudden a storm would show up, and I'm like, holy shit.
That's crazy.
I got like a spidey sense for storms, incoming storms or whatever. But yeah, so like when the hurricane hit, and dude, I had a terrible migraine for 5 days, and I was finally like, I got to do something. I went to urgent
Hmm.
care. They hit me with the steroid shot and some medication. 20 minutes later, I was like, I'm good.
So I feel specifically targeted with that because I was doing something around the house and I felt like a pull in my back. And
Mm-hmm.
it felt like I pulled a muscle in my back for like the last 3 days. And I've just kind of been like limping around the house, just trying to ignore it and be like, you know what? I'll get better. I'll get better. I'll get better.
Mm-hmm.
And I still haven't gotten better yet. And, I did the same thing with my gallbladder. My gallbladder was clearly messed up for years. And I said, no, it's not my gallbladder. Kim would say, something's wrong with your gallbladder. You need to get it checked. Yeah, I'll be fine. And then I almost died. So get checked.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Because even I was even just thinking again about the whole steroids are awesome. I'm trying to remember when it was. It was like 2000, like 17, 18 maybe.
Mhm.
I just randomly, I don't know if it was like a bad flu or something, but like I just had like all of a sudden was just getting like these cold sweats, shivering and shaking, and I had no idea what it was. Like couldn't sleep. Like I would literally just, I'd be cold as hell, but wake up in just a pool of sweat. And I went to
Mm.
an urgent care. They gave me the Z pack and a steroid shot. Boom. 20 minutes later. 20 minutes later, I was like, I feel amazing.
Steroids are the answer to all the issues, apparently.
Exactly.
Well, there you have it. Another fantastic episode here on Bucks on Deck. No, where can people find you on the social media stuff?
At Nola Jeffy, NOLAJEFFY.
And you can follow me on Twitter at _Murphy88. We may start doing video versions of this again. The internet thing has finally kind of solved itself for me. My address finally shows up on T-Mobile's map. So, and even though we're already only like we're less than half a mile away from a tower. So I was eligible for the T-Mobile internet. I'm gonna give that a shot. Um, I would have to say anything is better than what I usually run on. I use my phone hotspot for these. So, yeah, we'll see. Maybe videos maybe coming back if all works to plan for it. But other than that, subscribe to Bucks on Deck Substack. Wrapping up the season here. I started planning out some of the stuff for the off season. Going to do a lot of the same stuff that we did last year, as far as like features and stuff like that. Just a bunch of stuff that we can do to kind of recap the season and kind of giving a glimpse in of the fact that we all here at the site do a pretty good job of keeping up what's going on day to day in the minors and kind of just give what we see kind of thing. So subscribe to the site. I don't think
I
we're
got a
gonna
good
do.
article idea going into
Uh-huh.
the off season, so
Yeah,
maybe I'll
no,
write
no,
something.
that would be awesome. That'll be awesome. More time off for me. More time
There
off
you
for
go.
me. I gotta figure out what to gotta. I'm gonna have to start taking a show requests to start binge watching with the off season now.
Oh, I got plenty
So,
for you. We just
okay,
started
cool.
we just started Superstore.
I watched the first like 3 seasons. I used to watch like every week as it came out when that show first started because I was like working at Walmart at the time, or I just left Walmart. So like that shit felt relatable. So, but I may start that one. But that'll do it for us tonight. Thanks for tuning in. We will see you guys next week.
Deuces.